Greetings and welcome to Mount Olympus. I am Hercules Invictus, and today we continue our quest for optimal wellness. We're not doctors or medical professionals, but we are individuals who are concerned about health and living healthy lives. And we've each explored and experimented on our own and found things that worked well for us. And we're here to share them with each other and to share them with you. And I have three people who are wonderful with me here. We have Sue McClure. Greetings, Sue.
Hey, how you doing?
We have Michael K. Waterman, aka Sedna of Kemet. How are you, Sedna?
I'm very well, thank you.
And we have Michael Del Rusi. Greetings, Michael.
Happy to be with everyone.
So before we proceed with today's topic, I'm going to have you all introduce yourselves a little bit more because we're getting a lot of new people for our new programs. So Sue, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Sue McClure and I am operating in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a meditation specialist. That means I actually there for people if they need help with anxiety or depression or maybe bodily functions, health problems, whatever ails them. I actually work the evening and night shift, so I work from about 2 in the afternoon all the way till 4 in the morning. So people can contact me on Messenger or whatever, and make an appointment, can talk. So that's what I do.
Thank you so very much. That sounds like an excellent service. Is that
Yeah.
part of your personal ministry? Do you have a personal ministry?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a personal ministry? Like some people frame what they're doing in terms of their ministry. Is this something you do for spiritual reasons?
Yes, I help people with the shadow work and as well and things like that. Or, like I said, if they have any spiritual disturbance inside of them, anxiety, depression, um, sometimes some phobias, I help work with people, PTSD, especially the military.
Wow, you've just introduced a few topics we can explore in future episodes. So thank you.
Yeah, I have all walks of life contacting me, and some it's just a lot of times people have things that happen to them right when they get off work. Maybe something they want to there's something that happened that day at work and they want to come to talk about it, get it off the chest, maybe help use a meditation technique to totally get it out of them. That's my job is to help them with that.
Thank you so very much, and I'm glad you're Send of Kemet. Please let us know a little bit about yourself. Your fame is spreading far and wide these days, and you can find images of you or recordings of you everywhere. So I'm glad
Okay.
I'm glad that you're soaring like a giant hawk god and encompassing the land.
Thank you for that. My goodness. I am Michael K. Waterman. I am also called Setna Kamwaset, or Setna Kamwest. Hercules calls me Setna of Kemet because Kemet is Egypt and Egypt is me. I am the high priest and founder of the Pernateru Temple Network. We are all over the place. We are also now a cyber temple. I teach classes in ancient Egyptian ritual and tradition. I'm an author. I write right now currently for Today's Witch magazine. I have also done collaboration, as has Hercules, with Tim Schwartz. The latest one was The Persistence of Ghosts. We also have Weird Times. Those are both on Amazon if you want them, and so is Today's Witch. My latest articles are in there. We're working on September, but everything in July and August is out, and you can purchase them. Um, I teach all levels of ritual magic, from neophyte all the way up to high priest and high priestess. And that is my focus these days, teaching people how to do things that will help improve their spiritual life and their life path in general.
Talking. Hi there. Sorry about
Hello?
Hi. Are we back?
that. Yes, we're back. Um,
Okay.
that remained in the recording. I didn't turn it up, so we just have a mechanical technological glitch. Are you finished, Edna, with your presentation?
I think so. Yes, I've told everybody who I am and what I do. Um, did it get recorded?
Yes, it did. It got recorded.
Okay, then life, health, and prosperity, and let's hear from Michael Del Rusi.
Yes, let us. Here, Michael Lewis, great, Michael. Let's tell a little bit about
Well,
yourself.
thank you, Michael. It's great to hear your voice and your teachings once again. And my name is Michael Del Rossi. I've been involved in holistic therapies and natural medicine since the time I was 17. I'm 74 now, so that's quite a number of years. And I'm involved in nutritional medicine and some cutting edge therapies as well that I share with people who are dealing with any number of chronic diseases. I work with my physician at times, and I do personal counseling without charge. I also do a lot of energy work, light work, along with focused prayer. And that's basically the foundation of what I do. I also have a strong belief in the paranormal and the history of UFOs, and right up until where we are today. And I just love sharing the most important information in any of these areas. That's basically what I do, and it's an ongoing adventure.
And it's always fun adventuring with you. And Michael has a show called Olympian Mind, Olympian Body, which is about optimal wellness. And he also has a show that just started called Flying Saucers Here and Now, which is actually a legacy edition of a magazine he had when he was much younger. He published here in New Jersey.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I am Hercules Invictus. I'm the producer and the host of this show. And I'm here to ask some questions of our guests so that we can provide you with quality information. And we'll start with our first question. Today's topic is affirmations. Sue, what is an affirmation to you?
Affirmation, believe it or not, is actually confirming and stating and saying what matters to you, and it will connect your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit together with it. So if you affirm, I'm a wonderful person, for example, then you're also cleansing yourself from inside out, saying that you are a wonderful person. Affirmation, a lot of times people think that it's surface level. It's something that you say and it kind of goes in a little and it just sits and it works with you. It actually goes much deeper than that. Affirmation can actually affect on a cellular level. Whatever it is that you say, whether it's negative or positive, if you say something, your body hears it, your soul hears it, your spirit hears it, everything hears it, and all around you hears it. So affirmation is something that is a binding. It's kind of like, to me, it's sort of a miniature contract that in a ritual that you can make day to day. And it's something that allows you to either, you can use it to break yourself or you can use it to heal yourself.
That is a very good definition, and thank you for including that you can break yourself as well as make yourself through the use of affirmation. Sedna of Kemet, what are affirmations to you? Sedna?
Mute. You're on
Bon
mute.
Dieu, I'm sorry. As Sue said, it is definitely a positive reinforcement of the soul. An ancient Greek one would be from the goddess Hecate, which is to say, I can and I will. And in Egyptian, there is nothing I cannot do. There is nothing I cannot be. There is nothing within my sphere which says I cannot grasp or take for myself and to help others in the universe. I agree with that. That you should be able to say, I can do this. I can do anything. I don't have challenges. I don't have limits, is the word I want. I don't have any limitations. That, I am strong. Not I am, I think I am, or I might be. You must always say, I am, I can, and I will. I can succeed. I am succeeding, and I will go forward. And it's a manifestation, too. I needed an apartment 3.5 years ago, and here I am. I said there was no limits, and I ended up in a beautiful, beautiful apartment here in Savannah, Georgia, because I knew I could do that. I believed in myself. Affirmation is yes, I can. Yes, I am. So say yes, everyone.
Very powerfully said, and thank you for including the idea that the ultimate goal of affirmation is empowerment. And now, Michael, what is affirmation to you?
Well, affirmations to me are pretty much what Michael and Sue just described. My calling is to see how conventional science, if and when they can validate any of this. And my research takes me to some exciting areas where it indeed it can and it has, as far as neuroplasticity and what we know how that can change the brain, the literal functioning of the brain depending on our thoughts. I recently studied the history of Max Planck, which most consider the father of quantum physics. This man was amazing. He did win the Nobel Prize in 1918 for his work in quantum physics. He made no bones about it that he felt this was a conscious universe and our consciousness can expand outward beyond our physical bodies. And everything we know about affirmations and thoughts and how it affects the immune system is validating that thought. So my calling is that I believe affirmations do have a physiological as well as a psychological effect on the body. The immune system is absolutely affected by negative or positive thoughts. So affirmations to me are a holistic practice that can affect us in all ways, positive or negatively. That's what affirmations are to me. But of course, beyond affirmations, as Neville Goddard had said, a feeling is the secret. It's not enough just to affirm. We have to try to feel it as much as possible. There are times we will have bad days. Anyone who says they don't, I don't know that they're absolutely being honest. I can say for myself, there's some days that are a bit less vibrationally than others, but we have to eliminate those as much as we can. So affirmations to me are a constant vehicle of holistic transformation.
Thank you very much, and thank you for introducing the father of physics. And because physics, especially quantum physics, has become part and parcel of our humanity and our spirituality in this day and age. Okay, how do you use affirmations? Everybody's giving examples. Can you walk me through an example in detail on how you would use affirmations to empower somebody or to expand their consciousness or their will? Sue?
Well, what I do every single day, I have journals that I write. Like, I am and I have what I love about myself. And then finally, I write about my shadows.
Awesome.
And so I keep journaling. Every day I journal. Either sometimes I journal. A lot of times people suggest to journal in the evening, but I just journal whenever. It doesn't really matter. You need to get it out, you need to put it down, and it comes to your mind. You can do these, and I do these separate color ones because that's just me. It separates it, but you can put it all in one book. You don't need to put it in separate books if you don't want to. But this is what I do, and I work with using it because what I want to do is constantly keep my frequency attuned. Where it's kind of like running a garden. You can't just plant the seed once, water it once, and good to go. You got to keep at it. You got to take care of it. And our spirit, our soul, our essence, and everything, our connection with the world is something that we need to keep nourishing. So what I do with my affirmation is I actually constantly nourish it. You gotta nourish yourself with good intentions and good affirmation, because whatever you spark out into the world, it's kind of almost the arc field that we have is very similar to lightning spark, but it's also a tether line connection to other people in the world. And if you see what happens when you enter a room, somebody who's very positive and bright and happy, and you see them have that, they light up the whole room. And then you see other people who may have dark intentions and stuff. When they enter the room, it's all connected. So you can, put negative things as I'm a horrible person, I'm awful, or you can say I'm wonderful, I'm learning something new every day, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, and you'll see the changes. It goes on a cellular level. So what I do with the affirmations, I constantly keep feeding myself as much as I can on a cellular level because it radiates out.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I used the journaling technique until my eyes started going bad. Now that my eyes are fuzzy, I can barely read and write. I need to use a magnifying glass. So
Well, that's what I use this is my other method that I use. On days I'm too busy writing, I actually use a recorder.
oh, awesome.
I make sure that I never find a way that I don't stop doing something. So this is another method I use, and it's got connections and everything. You can actually connect it to your computer, and you can download it if you want to.
Thank
And you can get one. It's not expensive at all. And so you can just say it verbally, and it'll put it in little chapters or columns,
I,
So
I have tons of my old journals. I have boxes, little boxes full of them. Some of them from when I was very young and I first started getting involved in that physical side of life. I don't know if I've shared with you. I certainly have with Sedna. I was a big trance medium for a Theosophical spiritual school when I was a teenager back in New York. So my history with the metaphysical goes back very far, and most of it's chronicled. Some of these chronicles have been destroyed by floods and other catastrophes, but I still have a remarkable amount of things that I've written. Now, as I'm getting older and slowing down a little bit, I'm going through there to see if I can gather information and put it together in books, since that seems to be new on my path and constant now for around a decade.
you see how that affirmation you just did? You keep saying every day that I'm getting a little older, I'm getting slower, and you're going to make yourself older and slower every day. You got to reverse that.
Oh, I work out for an hour each day. When I physical therapy, I work out for another hour. Everything from free weights to machines to. So I'm doing everything I can. But my reality right now is not the same reality that I had before. So until I could change my reality, I have to work with the reality that I have.
Well, but your body listens to you,
Okay, perfectly fine. I can see perfectly.
It's not easy, I know.
Come in.
Every morning I wake up and I thank the universe that I'm still here, for one thing. And I say, here's another day, another gift, another chance to do something wonderful for the world. 10 years ago, I lost both my parents, 3 months apart. And I have to say, that was a very sobering experience. But I didn't do positive things. I kept saying, I want to die, I want to die. And that's terrible. I developed a condition, an autoimmune condition called pemphigus vulgaris. I had huge, bloody, pulpy rashes all over my face, my arms, my legs, my mouth. I lost a great deal of blood, 2, 3 pints of blood a week. If it was a day, I'd be dead, but a week. And I kept saying, I'm going to die. I want to die. And when you do that, when you put that out there, yes, you're going to get worse. And if it wasn't for my then my late husband, um, I probably would have died. He said, "Look what you've got: a great job, a man that loves you, an apartment that's really cute, and and it's easy to get to work, and you have all these friends, and you have this wonderful ability, and you're such a powerful psychic, and you're able to help everybody else. And now, Michael, it's time to help you. And I learned that. And I also learned from that experience, excuse me, from that experience to move on. And that's another important thing. I took every day I walk 2 miles. That is my mental therapy. I walk through a forest. I walk up to a highway called Ogigi Road. And doing that, I cleanse all the negativity or anything that was troubling me from the day before out. It's gone. It goes literally, and this is where it was filmed. It goes Gone with the Wind. I'm in Savannah, and that's where Gone with the Wind happened. So I learned to take away all that is unpleasant in my life. I use a chime. And every time I do, I think about ripples, like in a pond, ripples in a pond that are moving the energy away, moving it away, moving it away, so that what is there is sunlight and shine and positive energy. And I recommend everyone to think about that ripple effect, that you're sending that energy out so that it can no longer harm anyone, you, your friends, your family, anyone else in the world, and it just goes away. Think about that, and try practicing that you have good things in your life. Look at as Michael Del Rusi would say, counting your blessings. Look here. My first one is I'm still alive. The second one is I'm healthy, you know, and I have a wonderful roommate and an amazing, beautiful apartment and a wonderful place to live. I'm so grateful to the universe, and I give that back every day.
Thank you, and thank you for really making a point to focus on gratitude. I'm thankful too that I'm alive, that I'm here, and I spend portions of each day reviewing all the things that I have that blessed my life and that are in my life that are great gifts, and I'm grateful that they're there. So thank you.
It's so vital. I agree with you. It's so important to say thank you to the universe and not, oh, what I don't have. What you don't have isn't necessary for this moment in time. All the things that you have are exactly what you need right now. This I've learned.
I agree with you there. I'm looking at the fact the vision is not what it was. It's a challenge to find ways beyond my vision. And I've been very creative in finding ways of uh, compensating for whatever limitations have appeared on my path. And also, I'm grateful because I know that everyone has challenges. Every single person. There's not a person free of challenges. So these happen to be mine at this particular point in time. And compared to the amount of challenges that people are engaged in throughout the world and throughout time, they're minor things. They're inconveniences more than anything else. So I'm grateful that I have the help that I have.
You are Hercules, and this is just yet another one of your labors, and you will challenge it and you will beat it. I know, so absolutely sure.
And thank you for pointing that out. I was going to point it out to Sue the next round that my operant archetype, my pattern that manifests here, thrives on challenge. And the challenges are monsters that we face in the process of making things happen and surpassing and growing and others to meet their challenges. So that's another thing, the story we tell ourselves. And we'll get to that today too. Michael LaRusse.
Well, everything Michael said, I think, was very accurate. And I think the great tragedy, if you will, is that we were never taught these things, at least speaking for myself, growing up in the 50s, 60s. The 70s, things began to change. I think as the hippie movement, especially during that period of time, started to bring Eastern religion to the forefront of Western consciousness in many ways. I think things began to slowly change. The whole concept of metaphysics became more accessible to the mainstream mind, if you will. Since then, we know all about vibration, we know all about energy, but there's a certain aspect that still needs to be, I think, shared with the public, mainstream at large, and it's simply this. There are billions of atoms that are constantly circulating in the air. A field, as Deepak Chopra has often said, of all possibilities. Well, I never stopped to think about that reality. It was never taught to me in during my educational experience, if you will. That's number one. Number two, is it possible that our thoughts can impact this field of all possibilities? Well, the evidence we see so far is that yes, it is possible. If that's true, then number three, what are we capable of actually achieving through positive thinking, acknowledging every day that the I am is within us, we are the I am, and to eradicate negativity in our lives as much as we possibly can. Now, I don't believe in ignoring a negative experience. I think, we need to acknowledge it. We just can't pretend it's not happening or it's not affecting us. Our state of mind does play a role. But when that happens, if we step back to think what our creative abilities, what the potential of our creative abilities is and can be, I think that a lot of achievements, many achievements that we never dreamed possible in our lives, can be achieved. So if there's a field out there of all possibilities, and thanks to quantum mechanics, we believe it can very well be, I think it's a great reality in all of our lives that the universe is mental, and we are a part of that expression. And reminding ourselves of that every day, who knows what we can achieve in our lives on a daily and yearly basis as we continue this journey.
Very well put and very well balanced. I've been contemplating the third question I'm going to ask, so I figure that's the biggest question of all. We have each other. We have a podcast. We have lots of knowledge and information, and we have a desire to help people. Given the fact that this is what we have before us, how can we use that best to help people most? I'm sorry with Stu again.
To help people, well, one of the things I do is remind people that we are all human. Mistakes happen, good things happen, bad things happen. We help people by reminding them what is good in their life, like Michael's late husband. There's somebody, you have people out there that remind you who you are sometimes, because sometimes we, and in our journey, need to find out who we are, and sometimes this is why we have other people in our lives. They come and go. Some people are here to stay. Some people are here to stay for a season, permanently, just even out with the wind, just for a few moments, and there to help you, remind you who you are. There's a little bit of us in absolutely everybody we meet in our lives. I believe that. And I believe that when we look at ourselves, we have to be able to find certain parts of ourselves so that we can show other people what we have learned in our journey, so it helps them with their journey as well.
And how can we do that, Sue?
We can do that by talking to them. We can do that by showing them. Whether we show them through different articles and other people's experience, we can talk to them about our own experience. We can give them advice on how life is not structured in such a way that is there to pull you down. Most people spend their lives saying, what is happening to me, instead of what is it doing for me, which is more important question to ask. These are things that are not happening to you. There's things in your life that are happening for you. So what is the lesson that you need to learn? What is it that is there in the world to help you understand which way you need to go? everything that happens in our lives is like signs, road signs that are pointing to a certain direction. And even sometimes people might use, for example, angel numbers. Sometimes you can talk to God, you can talk to your guides. And we teach people and show people that sometimes even arrows help us show us which way on the journey that we can go.
So the metaphor of life as a journey would be a good place to start doing that. And then a medium through which we can address people's problems in relation to their greater life's adventure and in relation to the greater human adventure. Because we're
Right.
never alone. I was a therapist once upon a time, and I had people when they thought they were very alone, thinking about music that spoke to them and television shows or movies that they watched that spoke about the situation. And then I would get them to see that if people are writing songs about this and making movies and TV shows about it, then they're certainly not alone. Enough people relate to it to make these entertainments work. And then they began to slowly realize that what they're going through is part of what people go through in this day and age. And part of it is, as we discussed earlier, part of it is how they're telling their story, what they say about themselves in their story, and so forth. So that's a good start. Thank you, Stu.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things that people get hung up about is their purpose in life. They have this idea that there's this big purpose in life, and there isn't. There are millions of purpose throughout your entire life. You could be there right at the time to help somebody open the door because their hands are filled with groceries. Maybe there's somebody you need to help tie their shoes. Maybe there's, somebody you need to help cut their food or prepare their food for them or whatever and help feed them because maybe they have certain ailments that it doesn't allow them to feed themselves. Maybe you're there to give somebody advice. Maybe you're there to just enter in the elevator at the right time and just give somebody that smile that makes their day. You never know.
Very powerful said and very true. Thank you. Said not commit. What say you to that?
Well, first of all, we're very blessed, aren't we? We're um, on television. We're on YouTube. We opened up the realm of possibility. We can reach many, many more people. What she just said happened to me this afternoon. There was a lady, as I got on my bus, who was super encumbered with all the things she was carrying. She was blind, and she just dropped everything, and she didn't know how, or where to sit down. I told someone else, a young man who was in the handicapped area, would you please move so that this young lady, this older lady, could sit down? And I picked up her packages for her. She couldn't find them, I'm sure. And the bus driver was so interested in nothing else but the rain, it was coming down in buckets. I made sure that, she was secure in her seat. I made sure that what she had um, was safe. And I helped her get off the bus. That's a little tiny thing, but that was what I saw in my realm of possibilities at that moment in time. And that's the whole thing. All four of us are teachers, are we not? We've all had experiences. We all are psychic, spiritual beings, and we have enough information and knowledge. We learn for our things ourselves all day long, all the time. But we're also able to reach out to others and say, here, let me help you. This is what I know from my experience. This is what I know. And tell me about you so that I can further help you with what you need to do to grow and to learn. And spiritual growth, as Sue said, also helps you health wise. When I finally realized that by dying, okay, I have to start all over again because I believe in reincarnation. I wasn't, I was okay. So what would happen? My brother and sister would have to pick up the pieces, bury me, cremate me, whatever. I was being very selfish. And I saw that and I said, okay, all right, Michael, now you're breathing and you have a job. Yes, you're all messed up and everything. I was all taped up like a football player for the Super Bowl. I had tape everywhere and I'm with makeup artists. So I made my face up very heavily so that no one would see the scars and the wounds and what have you. And I always wore hats because on top of my head had huge scabs. But I made sure, and I'm a beauty advisor. That was what was so funny. Here I am, basically a leper. And I said, okay, the heck with this. I'm going to teach you how to make your life better. And in so doing, I healed this disease, this condition of mine, pemphigus vulgaris, was supposed to be incurable. P.S., guys, I don't have a drop of it in my blood anymore. I said, I am not going to let you conquer me. And you know what? It didn't. And I teach people every day that you are the master. You. Never mind higher forces, spirits. I believe in all those things. But you know what? If you don't believe in you, who's gonna? So teach these people to learn to respect and love themselves. RuPaul says it, and I believe it. I even told him that. If you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love someone else? But also, how are you going to love the world? And you need to. I don't care if you're very, very rich or down on the streets. You've got to build your life path better. And I'm being very passionate. I'm sorry I get this way. But
Please.
I feel like it's important that we grab hold of everything and say, okay, this is my life, this is my challenge. You have your challenge. I have mine, and we're all doing this together, but we're all a connected unit, as you know, like someone said, and Sue said, the molecules are floating around, and Michael said it too. Where all those particles are sending out into the universe. My traditions are with the god Tehute, Thoth in English or Greek. He said words are power, so you have to be careful what you say, to whom you say it, and how you say it. So, make an affirmation. Say, yes, I can. Yes, I will. And I am doing it now. Don't put it off into the future. A very wise woman whose name is Diana Gazes taught me something. Say that everything is happening at this moment in time. I am successful, not I will be. I am healthy because I am healthy now. And that's important. And that's the message I want to send out there.
Thank you. Very powerfully stated. May it be so. Michael DeRusi.
Well, everything, I think Michael was so inspiring, and the information he just shared, and Sue as well. I think gratitude and empathy raises our vibration. We know through studying metaphysics and the teachings that we've been exposed to and that we seek, because we know there's validity to them, that vibration and energy is virtually everything. Whether we're talking about our physical health, our mental health, or what we're thinking about day to day, we never stop to consider, at least some of us don't or haven't in the past, that vibration matters. Vibration matters. Every time you express empathy or caring to someone, the endorphins in your body increase because there's a spirit of gratitude and joy that comes along with that. So all of this works together. The exciting thing about what we're sharing is you won't hear this every place else. This is the kind of research that you won't hear every place. What we're sharing now together, but is so vital to really making a difference in our communities, in our own lives, and in this world. So when Sue was talking about doing a good deed, and Michael was describing the same, expressing that empathy, immediately the physicality of who we are is also affected. Endorphins increase, our mood increases. This is what holistic thinking and holistic living is really all about. So I say that this knowledge, this basic, and there's so many avenues. I don't care what spiritual tradition you're involved in. I respect all spiritual traditions, including all of the forms of paganism. I don't practice it. I'm not an expert in paganism, but I know this. The pagans were ahead of their time because they realized that there's a living force in all things, which there is. So for those who criticize the pagans and all, I said, well, they should do their research a little bit. What does science have to say about what they believe? There's a meeting place there, and it's beginning to get more, the similarity is becoming more functional every day, becoming more of a reality every day. So all of this counts. Gratitude, empathy, good deeds, feeling that you have something to contribute. The I am does matter. And so everything they have said for expressing this kind of energy is so important, not only to us, but to those that we're able to bless as well.
Very powerfully said and very much in support of what others have said. So something powerful is coming through and it's reinforcing itself through your words. How can we integrate that into the show we're putting together? This is the second episode. We have 3 people now instead of 2 joining me on the show. How can we take what we just said and programatize it into something that we can meet once a month and we can do something that will be helpful to people regardless of what spiritual path they're on, or even if they're not on a spiritual path? Sue.
How can like once a month, or how often people need to? How
I'm-
often? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. Are you talking about how often people need to do
Well,
this, or
We have a show.
right?
We're on the show right now.
Yeah.
And started dealing with optimal wellness and through not the regular like vitamins and exercises and bodybuilding and things like that, but with mental or spiritual outlooks and techniques. So we discussed a little bit about meditation, how we use meditation. Today we discussed how we use affirmations, and people started expressing very strong ideas about acts of kindness and helping people out and making their world better by how they interpret the experiences they're having on their life path. And everyone expressed a desire to be of service in this way. Am I correct so far?
Yes, you are. Well,
Okay.
one of the things that one of the things that I like doing is I just like, I mean, more than anything in the world, to just be there for people. And I don't know, I believe that the universe just brings them to me, whoever's needed. And people find me for that. I don't seek out like flashy advertisement. But I think that the things that we need to do is we worry about more of what's inside of us, because whatever we fix that's inside of us will shine outside of us. So that's one thing. Another thing we talk about, that things on a cellular level, things on a mental level, things on a spiritual level. We also talk about chakras, because all those things get lined up, whether you believe in them or not, they're there. We talk about our chi, which is our energy when we put both of our hands together. And if you sit there for a few seconds, you kind of get these little bouncy bounce there. And you can actually feel the energy right there. That's your chi. And you can make that bigger. Then you can use that. That's the spark of your ability. Then you got your kundalini. You got that's in your back of your spine. That's the energy. And everything is power and energy, and we have a connection to the world and the globe. So there's things that we can talk about connecting to everybody on earth, that even the little things that we do, no matter how small it is, will raise the vibration of the earth. That's how powerful we are. We are all so powerful that we can either bring the world down or we can lift it up.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Said command.
Well, then it's funny. A long time ago, one of my favorite singers, Barbara Streisand, sang a song called People. People who need people. And it goes on and on and on, but it's about interaction between us, not just people, animals, the plants, the world. It's everything. It's in everywhere. But to see the beautiful things in the world. I mean, it sounds funny. New York City in the winter is horrible. The dirt goes everywhere, and the snow that's so beautiful and white within about an hour and a half becomes gray. And I used to look around, oh my God, all these people yelling the slush and things. And I used to see, like, people see shapes in clouds. I was seeing all these cool shapes in the broken, sooty looking snow, and it made me feel better because, here's this ugly stuff, but I saw beauty in it. And, not everybody, this is going to sound terrible, but as a makeup artist, I can say this. Not everybody's a model. Not everybody is perfect. I'm not, for sure. And yet, there's something beautiful in everybody. Their soul, their energy, their life force, as Sue said, their chi force, beauty, the beauty of the world comes out in you. Your love for your family, your coworkers, your yourself. You've got to see that. So I always will put in the morning an affirmation, you're the best possible Michael. All right, maybe I'll have a pimple on my nose. Maybe I have a mosquito bite because I'm down south. But you know what? So what? For this moment in time, I'm the best possible Michael I can possibly be. And I try to help other people every single day be the best possible them. The best possible. You don't have to be perfect. That's why we're human. I don't know about the only perfect humans I've ever seen usually are in store windows. They're mannequins. Because there's nothing there. They're just absolutely perfect. We're not perfect, but we're all perfect. We're all as perfect as we're going to be. And accept it. Love yourself. If you don't, and Rue is right. If you don't love yourself, and how can you love anything or anyone else? Do that. Try that, folks.
Yeah, I don't know about perfect. They look a little stiff to me, but anyway.
Well, they're all fiberglass, when they do break. And they have poles in places we can't talk about right now.
Michael Del Rusi.
Well, I think that the bottom line is, as Sue was saying, and then Michael exemplified it, we have to turn inward in order to make a difference outwardly. We have to turn inward and we have to focus more on, I think, our blessings, our gratitude. Hercules, you've known me long enough now where you know from 2021 to 2024, I lost 5 precious individuals in my life, including my home, including my job. And it came to a point where me and my precious dog, who also was the last one I lost in 2024, we didn't know where we were going to live. And at 74, I had never been in that position, worked all my life, sometimes 2 and 3 jobs, gave plenty of money away to both friends and relatives. But Hercules, you knew my friend Karen well. You spoke to her on the phone a few times. Losing her after being together almost 30 years, even though I knew how sick she was, reality temporarily escaped me, and I thought we'd find a way to go on that way. In fact, I thought I would go before her because I was 7 years older. I think I was more accepting of that than I was losing her. She was more precious to me than any family relative for any variety of reasons. So for 5 years, I lost 5, including my dog, the most precious individuals in my life, 2 aunts. I lost my brother, and I lost everything that kept me stable. So you better believe that I had to turn to my spiritual beliefs and try to find out who I really was, or rediscover who I really was. What can I contribute now? Whatever abilities, whatever consciousness I have left, what can I contribute now? It takes longer than I would have liked, longer than I would have expected, but I'm turning the page. I'm doing it, and I'm still a very shy person, so it takes a little more work with me, especially in front of crowds. But I'm getting there. But all of the tools that we've discussed tonight, and I think what's exciting is look at all the tools we have spiritually, recognizing that we are, regardless of our spiritual traditions that we're committed to, we are expressions of some kind of creative intelligence out there. This did not happen by chance. And if we can just accept that, we can utilize any tool that's available to bless not only ourselves, but bless others as well.
Very powerfully said. Have I shared with everybody how the term the Age of Heroes came about that you see on a lot of my stuff?
I believe you have, Hercules. Well, with me, I mean, I know because we've spoken for many years.
Spoken for many years. Uh, Michael, did I share it with you?
Not completely. I believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that much of your inspiration has come from the sword and sandal era and from the great age of mythology. Am I wrong?
Oh, you're right. And it's living mythology in a way. But I'll explain a little bit more an Age of Heroes initiative. And Sue, how about you? Have I ever explained to you about the Age of Heroes?
Well, actually, what I've seen even with you is that I have actually seen, I've seen cords attachments with you, and they're connected to different areas of, I guess, if you want to call it the galaxy, the universe, or whatever. Thing is, I don't, since we're on camera a lot, I don't see where the cords are leading to, but I know I see a lot of your aura and your connection, and I've seen that you radiate just certain things that where your information is coming from, it just radiates out and inward to even to me when I see it. So, but yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm honored. Back in the day when I was doing psychic things in the city as a teenager, the question I was most asked by psychics that I came in contact with is where the hell they dig you up from?
I actually when you talk to me, you sometimes give me the impression that you sort of phase out a little bit and your information comes from your higher self and connected to also not only any of the gods but also the history of their knowledge of what they got. They somehow soaks within you, if that would be the better term for it.
Thank you very much. We'll discuss that in private in the future.
I wanted to say something quickly to Michael. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Michael, I went through very much what you did. And I kept asking why? And the goddess Kali, she's an Indian, very ancient Indian goddess, and some people are afraid of her because she can be very, um, I'll say active, okay? But she taught me
Mm-hmm.
something, Michael. She said
Mm-hmm.
that you have to lose everything sometimes to gain everything. And you have the knowledge, the
Mm-hmm.
wisdom, the acclaim. People love you, Michael. And so that's there. And yes, I've lost my whole family and my husband and my cats and my home and my job. I lost everything, my health. I lost all of that, Michael. And look what I've gained instead. I have people all over the world that come to me for help. And I have wonderful, look at you, you're all wonderful friends that I love so very much. And we have an audience out here who I also love and help. So, Michael, you gained so much by losing all these terrible things, just as I have. And I wanted to let you know that. Don't feel sad because it's all gone, because it's all back better than it ever was before.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had mentioned earlier some of your losses, and it impacted me greatly. And I'm glad you have told me again and told the audience that just what you went through. It meant a lot to me, and it means a lot to me now. And your wisdom is very impactful to me on this level.
You
Because yes,
too. I
the
love
law.
you, Michael. You're someone that if you were here in front of me right now, I'd be hugging. You're such a wonderful
I
being. You have
well,
so much good in you, and people need to see that, and I do. And Goddess and God
well,
bless you, Michael.
I'm so happy that you're impacting individuals the way you are. You've impacted me, and I'm so grateful to be in your presence on an energetic level, to hear your wisdom and your empathy means so much, means so much to me. It's invaluable. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I
Most
just
welcome.
met you. I just met you, Michael, and I can feel your energy. You were absolutely awesome.
We have Matt
I think
here, let's bring this magic to the world through our future conversations in this forum. The Age of Heroes was something I started doing when I was in my 20s, or actually when I was a teenager. And when I entered the human services, I noticed in the human services that a lot of times people who were helping people in psychiatric institutions and hospitals and other places where I work felt like they were the velvet glove on the iron fist of the state after a while. So I was confronted with how do we make helping people meaningful again? So I remember the story of Jason and the Argonauts.
Mm.
And back then, everyone you remembered sword and sandals in cinema. So when I started speaking images of joining Jason on a journey, except it was me that they were joining rather than Jason. And the monster back then was a digital divide. Computers had just come onto the scene, and a whole new category of haves and have-nots emerged. And this was with the computers. And some people could afford them, most people could not. And more communication would take place in computers. So that became our evil. And the monster that most encapsulated is Gningagap in Norse mythology. So the Argonauts were going to fight against Gningagap and bridge the digital divide. So I went around and I shared this dream with people. A lot of people joined in, all sorts of professionals on all sorts of levels. Nonprofit organizations. One nonprofit organization gave us their own computers. A lot of people who were both employees of these organizations or clients of these organizations joined to share their computer skills. So we had a place in downtown Brooklyn full of computers and full of people who could teach you about computers, providing free services for people in Brooklyn. Eventually, Bill Gates solved the problem of giving all libraries computers, but that hadn't happened yet. And while we were doing this journey, I had my TV show. So we did a special episode on the TV show. There was a newspaper called Big News in the city. They were covering us extensively. We had a comic strip and inspired a lot of people to go out and do good. And we allowed you, if your gods played nicely with each other, to do this in whatever name of whatever deity you wanted. So we had all sorts of pagans, we had atheists, we had Christians, we had Catholic Christians, we had all sorts of other Christians. We had Jewish people. I was getting calls from the churches and the rabbis asking, what am I doing? It's exciting people so much. And they all okayed it. And people were dedicating the service of the wolf god, all sorts of things. We had vampires, we had werewolves, we had Satanists who wanted to do a good thing for the people here on earth. So again, this was a journey between people and their divine forces as they best understood them and the forces manifested. And together we worked with the very human goal of providing computer service to people who ordinarily would not get it. So the Age of Heroes title that I put on things I do is that it's like a cooperation between those of us who dwell in the spirit for a great deal of our time, and a cooperation with the divine in making things that are healing toward humanity and helpful toward humanity, regardless of whether they're on a spiritual path or not, whether they have occult wisdom or not, or whether whatever they're not. If you're a human being, you're sharing the human condition, and we're here to alleviate the misery of the human condition in whatever small way we can. So that's the Age of Heroes, and that's a concept I want to build on. Any quick questions before we wrap up today's show?
No, everything is beautiful.
Very good. It's great when everything's beautiful. I like that. No more questions? Okay, great. Sue, how can people reach you and tap into the wonderful world that you're creating?
People are always welcome to reach out and touch me. I'm kidding. And people can reach me through Facebook, and I'm on Facebook under Sue McClure, and they can contact me on Messenger, and I'm on Instagram. They can contact me in the chat room area, Messenger of Instagram, and Twitter, known as X. People can also email me at SueLightworker@gmail.com. That's SoolidWorker @gmail.com. So, and you can make an appointment. And I'm usually the afternoon and evening shift. If just when you contact me, just let me know who you are and where you've seen me and what I can do for you.
Thank you very much. Send of Kemet, how can people find you and tap into your wisdom?
I just have to put my helper down.
I love Oliver.
I am very, very easy to reach. Michael K. Waterman on Facebook. Phone a Wizard because I'm the Wizard of Phone a Wizard on Facebook. You can get me at Setna_Kamwaset on TikTok recently. I'm also the Permanent Tarot Temple on Instagram. I'm very seldom there. You can also get me at Michael K at today'switch.net, where I write. And my books are out there in Amazon. The magazine is out there. Today's Witch magazine is out there. Our August issue has just come out, a little late, but it's there. That's today'switch.net. We're also on Amazon. Or you can call me, please do. 516-650-3691. And yeah, I'm in Savannah, but I still have my Long Island number because I've had it for 30 years and I'm not changing it.
And we miss you, but we're glad you're happy where you are.
You're welcome. I told you there's a place up the block called Olympus.
I noted that, and I'm looking into it. Thank you.
It's beautiful. They're beautiful townhouses. You do very well. You know, you can bring your thunderbolts, you can bring your flying horses, whatever you need, Hercules.
Flying horses too, wow.
Yeah, there's a corral for Pegasi.
And Michael,
I'm on Facebook. They can message me, and they can write to me at Michael Del Rossi, 135 Hazel Street, apartment 7E. And my zip is 07011. I do light work and prayer work for people. They can write to me. I will write them back. And I also have a poetry collection that I'm very proud of called One Passion Beyond, deals with the paranormal, metaphysics, spiritual concepts, and everyday life. There's also artwork there. That's $10 a copy to the same address, Michael Del Rossi. And I also have a wellness program that deals with vitamins, minerals, diet, and various holistic concepts. That's also $10 a copy. And my prayer and energy work, of course, is absolutely free. And I will work with people as long as necessary, hopefully to see results. So send your prayer requests, your request for energy work to that address, and you will get an immediate response from me.
thank you very much. And Sue is on very many of our panels and programs, including this one. Setna Kamwest. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Just say Setna Kemet.
Setna Speaks, which is on Thursday, and he's on a lot of panels, including this one.
Oh boy.
And Michael Del Rossi has his shows. Olympian Mind, Olympian Body is one of them. Flying Saucers Here and Now is another one. And then we're working on some other shows that he's going to be part of and share his lifelong experience. Michael Del Rossi has been keeping me informed about the cutting edge vitamin technology and discoveries. So I've been experimenting with things that he's been sending me so far to good effect.
What about you, Hercules? Where would we find you?
You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. I used to be in a lot of other places, but I'm rarely ever there. And my books can be found on Amazon and Goodreads. And there's around a couple of dozen at this time. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you well. I'm grateful that you all came here today. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're all great friends. And I look forward to all being on this adventure together. Good night, everybody.
Blessed be. Good night, everybody.
Love all of you. Good night.